Welcome to Simply Drawful, where we take ideas and suggestions and draw pictures, usually with a little narrative. It's a lot of fun. I'm Tay.
And I'm Kae.
So today we're going to delve deeper into our junior monsters. If you haven't seen last week's episode, click the annotation here, somewhere on the screen, and that'll show you that episode. But we're going to dive back in, go over some of the characters we talked about, but we didn't actually get a draw. We're going to start with the little vampire girl. We mentioned she gets smacked around by Wolfman's tail when he's excited.
Yep. He gets super excited, wags his tail, but she's so tiny. She just gets bowled over anytime he gets excited, so she has to constantly be on the lookout for that.
So, in the monster universe, instead of the parents saying, "Don't hold that face or it'll stick that way," it's more they say, "Don't hold that transformation or else you'll really screw yourself up." You know, our little vampire girl, she's a bit of an overachiever. That's why she gets straight A's, student body officer, president, all that. When she heard that, she's like, I can do this. And she held her bat transformation a little too long, and it stunted her growth and gave her some kind of permanent bat features. Does her transformation into a bat really hurt her eyes? So she has really good hearing, but not the best eyesight. I know bats aren't really blind. You know, that's a myth that goes around. But the transformation did harm her eyes, though, because I don't think bats have the best vision, but they aren't blind.
Yep, I think she definitely now has to wear some glasses because of it.
I don't think we talked about it on screen, but we talked about maybe she has like a crush on Wolfman, but he doesn't reciprocate because he's just kind of in love with everybody, being, part dog.
Yep.
So, he loves her as a friend, considered maybe part of the pack, but...
He totally misinterprets her friendly gestures.
Yeah. Now, do you think she got made fun of a lot as a kid for the bat transformation thing?
Yeah, I think she's probably a little self-conscious about it.
Or did it maybe give her a little street cred? They're like, oh, hey, you look more like a monster, not as much like a human.
Yeah, that might be helpful. But to her, I think she...
Maybe it was the other vampires that ostracized her. And that's why she fits in so well with, like, Wolfman and all of them. Because I feel like the vampires, for the most part, would be kind of cliquey.
Yeah.
Because our main bad guy is, probably her grandpa or cousin. Related somehow.
Great grandfather?
Something like that, yeah.
Because he's probably got to be super old.
He just wishes it was how it was back when the humans and monsters were fighting. And we decide she is from Italy, so she actually loves garlic.
Yeah, absolutely 100% loves garlic. She's also got to be super tiny. So I have a feeling she just wears these really oversized sweaters.
But they're the smallest sweaters she can find.
They are definitely the smallest sweaters she can find.
Anything else we need to know about? Her name. What's her name?
Oh, she needs a nice Italian-sounding name.
What's a good Italian-sounding name? Something like Cilia or...
Cecilia.
Cecilia? Just Sicily.
Either Cicely or Cecilia.
I like Sicily.
I'm liking Sicily, too.
Yeah, little Sicily.
Little Sicily. Then we've got another joke there.
That's what I was going for. The vampire first moved to Italy was probably a genius because he's like, hey, let's just start building up an immunity to garlic.
Yep.
Yeah, sure, it wasn't great for him at first, but his offspring, here we go. We get Sicily, who's
totally immune
and in love with garlic.
Yep.
I feel like she'd be like a fashion designer.
I feel very similarly.
And we mentioned she's actually really into linguistics as well. Like, she's learning everybody's language, all the different monsters, and that's another reason why everyone loves her so much.
She makes the effort.
She does. And Mermish is a little hard for her, but she's getting there.
I like her a lot.
Me too. I'm glad we came back to this universe so we could give her life. Man, that sweater looks so comfortable.
Right? I want it.
Do you have one like it?
I do.
Not that big, but...
almost this big.
Almost, but not quite. Well, it probably is that big. You're just not 3 feet tall.
Yeah. All right, that's little Sicily.
Our vampire girl from Italy, loves garlic, overachiever, linguistics, fashion design. She does it all. Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm up, and I'm going to be taking on the
Mr. Pete.
Mr. Pete, who we decided was the human-monster relations teacher that the evil vampire who brought in McCready tried to frame.
So he's the humanities teacher. I like that.
Yeah, pretty much. And everyone, was like, no, it can't be him. Mr. P's cool. But all signs point him, so they were a little sad. But then when it turns out it was the vampire and Mr. P was
proven
innocent, everyone was happy. Of course, he was already dead at that point, but now he has a ghost form, which I'll draw both forms.
So Mr. P here is totally human, but he got brought into the school because he has a monster wife.
Yes. What kind of monster is his wife, do you think? Like a siren or...
How about a selkie?
Ooh, I like that.
So essentially he found her seal skin on the beach, and he was like, this needs to be cleaned. So he ended up cleaning it for her, and he brought it back, and she was just like, oh no, I am now trapped and bound. And he's like, no, it's cool. I mean... You can have this back. I just wanted to clean it up for you. And she thought that was so nice that she decided to stay and not eat him. And then the more she got to know him, the nicer she thought he was. And eventually she just stayed anyway.
Yeah, so that was their story. They have kids now. And
they're cute, chubby seal kids.
Yep. And he's cool because he wears a bow tie.
Oh, yep. Suspenders?
And suspenders.
And suspenders.
So do you think his wife got him this job pretty much?
I think that he was a human teacher and he was going through some really not nice stuff at human schools. Maybe he was a professor. He was trying to get tenure and it just wasn't working. And then he found his monster wife and they had kids and they were settling down. And he goes to drop them off at school and he talks to all the teachers anyway. And he's just really close friends with them. And his wife's on the PTA.
Oh, yeah.
They keep saying about how their human studies teachers always just sort of disappear and they have the worst luck. He's like, well, you know what? What are the requirements here? Are there research requirements or community requirements? And they're like, no, you just need to teach. And he's like, oh, that's so much better than academia. I'll totally stick with it. And he just decided he was going to be a teacher for this school. So I think he's a human horror film buff. So I think he likes to teach a lot about human pop culture, and I think that's kind of why all the kids love him. He makes human culture sound so interesting and wonderful.
Is he responsible for the monster's turn?
I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that his involvement with his sulky wife on the PTA, I would like to think that he's partially responsible for it.
And you can always tell Mr. P's always got some sort of book on him.
Can they be horror novels?
Some of them, sure.
So his death is sort of the tipping point for all of the little monsters where they start to get angry. Because before this, they were like, well, we're concerned, but we can totally outsmart this human, right? We're totally okay, right? But at the end, his ghost comes back.
No, just the next day, they're all sad. And the next day, he just shows up to class. And like, what? He didn't even realize he died.
And nobody's gonna tell him. So there we go.
All right.
We've got a adorable little vampire and a very happy Mr. P and his still very happy Mr. P ghost.
Yeah, there we go. I don't think there's anything else we can do.
I think they look good.
I think that pretty much covers our junior monsters for now, unless we can think of some other ones later, maybe. We'll come back to this.
If you have any comments or suggestions about what we should draw next, go ahead and leave them in the comments below.
And other than that, be sure to like and subscribe, and you guys have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Hope you guys enjoyed our trip back into the universe of Junior Monsters. And if you would like to see more videos from us, you can click the thumbnail on top to see the most recent Pokemon Black Nuzlocke, or click the bottom thumbnail to see Tay play the Pokemon Sun and Moon demo. And, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to help us out. Or, if you want to do even more, you can click here to support us over at Patreon. Until next time, thanks again for watching.